Why did you pick that music? That's like the worst music to come out to. Give it up for Clinton Pickens. Hey, you guys! This is Bro! Whoa! Daryl shirts? Really? Okay, you guys are like, what's that? You can love more than one? You might have been a woman. You guys are like, oh, finally, some eye candy. I feel like I wanted to get a shake for you guys. Kind of missed the mark. The start of the year, I started to go to the gym more, do more exercises. You know, you want to get sweaty, you want to eat healthy, all that goes out the window after the third day. But I tried. And, because the thing is, like, I used to weigh 300 pounds at one point. And I lost a bunch of weight, and then I gained it back, and then I lose it, and all that, and I yo-yo. So I'm always trying to keep that in check so I don't reach 300 pounds again, because it's just physically I can't, breathe, But it sneaks up on you. Sometimes you don't know it's coming, and the moment I realized that this was like when I hit the bottom of it, like rock bottom. I was driving to work, and I pulled over to the store and I bought a large cheesecake. And then I ate the whole thing while I drove to work. That's how I knew I had a problem. I had nothing to eat it with, so I had to use a CD. Like, welcome back, Uncle Cracker. You've been useless till now. But I've been going to the gym, and I've been, I got the gym membership where it comes with one free training session. Not two, just one, because you know you're never coming back. I've never thrown up more in my life. It was really tough. Like, the trainer put me in a spin class, and the instructor just yelled at me the whole time. Josh, get off that woman's handlebars! I was like, this is called the E.T. Sorry. Clinton gave me that tag. Sorry. Yeah. I had a guy at the gym, he's like, hey buddy, can you spot me? I was like, yeah, you're a balding, middle-aged dude who's overcompensating with weights and creatine and you're wearing purple spandex. I spotted you over there. It's fun, I'm very excited to be here. San Antonio College, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. San Antonio's great. Where's my Latinas? Yeah. You guys are in trouble. I love you. Man, I'm married now, but man, I love dating Latina girls, man. They're my type. I love it. I'm gonna creep you out. No, seriously. I was a good dater. I was really good. I would, if I was lucky enough to spend the night with someone, I would have a grab bag in the morning. I said that right when I saw a kid in the audience. Think about how many people you dated had a grab bag in the morning. How awesome is that? Like you're done, you're like, listen, Amanda, you were great last night. Why don't you stop by the treasure chest on the way out? You get 2 items. What's it going to be? A plastic lizard, a yo-yo? Oh, vampire teeth! One time in the grab bag, all I put in there were pregnancy tests. I like to play jokes on people. I went on your website before we flew out here. Obviously not today, because I prepped. I got note cards. I was reading your website, it was pretty great. By the way, I'll say this, when we flew out here, I don't like to fly, and I gotta fly a lot. That's kind of scary. I'm just afraid of going down in a plane crash. And I was flying out with Clinton, and I was telling him, we were talking about it. I said, what if you're going down in a plane crash? Like you're gonna die. What is that gonna be? Like, no one knows what that would actually be like, because what if you're going down and you pull out of it? That's just scary. But what if God, if you believe in God, or a higher power, what if you're actually going down in a plane crash because you're going to die? And then God's just a cool enough God who just takes away all the fear from the passengers and turns that into the best ride of their lives. Like an awesome roller coaster ride. You're just going down. But then you die again. And then you get up to heaven and they got the booth where they're taking your photo on the ride. Take out your cell phone and you take a picture of it, because we'll still have cell phones in heaven, I'm sure. Anyway, we were talking about that on the way over. I went on your website, and it was interesting. Well, first, how many people here are students, or actually, how many people here are not a student? Okay, so there's a few of you. You just go on and on. I see what you're doing. I used to do that too. Anybody do scholarships? Yeah, people need money. You know, they need money for scholarships and stuff. And I thought about tonight after we're done, because I want to meet every one of you. Just doing a little thing. I'll do a scholarship for someone. I've hidden a flag somewhere inside my body. And the first one to find it gets $15.
What is that, Double Dare?
That's a Double Dare reference, yeah, Clinton. That joke's funny if you know what Double Dare is.
Mark Summers doesn't even know what Double Dare is anymore.
This guy's a neat freak. I saw on the website, on the San Antonio College website, a section that said, how much math do I need? I'm just going to take a stab at 3. So. Reasons to attend San Antonio College. And this is a great school. I had dinner with the Faces Committee and got to meet a bunch of students already. I love it. I mean, this is a cool place to be. But in case you're like on the fence, reasons to attend San Antonio College, for those of you who have not enrolled but are just coming to the show anyway. Special events. That's one of the reasons. So this is a special event. This is a reason. Seriously, that's a reason to come here, guys. You got to experience that. You're gonna go home like, hey honey, how's school going? It's great. I learned Josh McDermitt could fart into a microphone for 15 seconds. And turns out I don't need any more math because I only needed 3. There's another reason to attend: access to the magic closet. What is that? Like when I was in school, the magic closet was something really crazy. Where you went in there for 7 minutes of heaven. And you go in there and it's like, that's where you go on an acid trip. And you have to talk to a guy named Tony from Tucson. It wasn't advertised on the website. I know what the magic closet is, I asked. It's a really cool program for those of you who don't know. You can get clothes out of there and then go to like job interviews and stuff like that. So I'm sure they take donations if you ever want to donate. Stuff. Are you okay? Another reason number 17. This is the last time you and your peers will be on equal financial footing. Saw that on the website. Reason number 49. In real life, the freshman 15 is just called settling. That's a reason? Hey, you're on the fence. That was on the website. Reason number 85. Bitches. Think that one speaks for itself? Reason number 34. People at San Antonio College don't know you were a huge loser in high school. Guys, this is your chance. There you go. That's a good one. You can rewrite history. Reason number 20. Josh McDermitt's friend Clinton Pickens will make sweet love to you.
Yes.
Really? Do that. Fun fact.
Yeah, I'll make you a Daryl girl and a Clinton girl.
She says she can love more than one.
Yeah. All of a sudden, more than one means 3.
Twat in French. Reason number 90. We're up to 90 reasons. After getting an education at San Antonio College, people from Texas Tech, A&M, UT, Baylor, they'll all call you boss. Or chief, or pal, or sport. Doesn't matter as long as you don't scratch their car. Okay. When you park it. Okay, great. was on the website. So, oh, now we got cards everywhere. I thought there was like a show order here. I don't know. I know San Antonio is like a big military town, right? Yeah, we got military in here? Yeah? Oh, you're excited about it. You're like, yeah. Yeah, let's give it up for our troops so I can... I myself was in the military for a while, and I worked at Old Navy. It was intense. We ran a mission down near JCPenney's once, and took some heavy fire from the pricing gun. We lost 6 guys that day. I'll never forget rolling up on my squad, seeing Pete laying there dead, $3.99 right across this board. This stuff sticks with you. A lot of people don't realize I'm a comedian. I just like to screw around, I like to goof off, and I get that from my family. My grandfather, he was always messing with his grandkids, and I tell stories about him, and people don't like them because they're like, why would you treat a child that way? But I mean, looking back on it, I'm like, oh no, I'm happy with my sense of humor now. This is great. When I was a kid, I had freckles growing up. I actually have like hair just like Clinton's hair, just kind of that gross ginger color. I have to dye my hair for the show. And so I had freckles and stuff growing up, and I didn't like my freckles. And I went to my grandfather and I said, Grandpa, how do I get rid of my freckles? And he goes, sandpaper. If you're a kid, you have to believe Grandpa, right? I went to the garage and I started scrubbing away, and I'm crying and bleeding, and he comes out and goes, whoa, 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 what the hell are you doing? I said, well, you said to use sandpaper. He goes, you're an idiot. You need to use a belt sander. He was cool, man. He would, it was funny. You know when you go to the bathroom, you forget to lock the door, and someone walks in on you, and there's that awkward moment, you don't know what to say? I like what my grandpa would do. You'd walk in on him, he'd be sitting there, he just turns to you and goes, well, hello. Yeah, he'd go sit on his lap. It was awkward. Was the door to the side of the bathroom? Well, yeah, like you walk in and then there's like the sink and then the toilet at the end of it, and you don't like face the door. It's like, hello. What, you only? I know you didn't have a door on your bathroom.
We were open air at the picnic festival.
Here's a field out back. Go.
Not actual plumbing. Just plumbing.
I love kids. Hello. How are you? How old are you? Are you a child? There's lights, so I don't know. I just want confirmation. What's your name? Estelle? Stella? How old are you? 6? Okay. Oh, I remember being 6. Now I suck. You wish you were 6? Where's your mom? You just said, my mom's 55. But listen, you gotta watch this one. He wants to be 21, and you want to be 12? How old? You want to be, how old are you now? How old are you?
I'm 6 years old.
You're not 6 years old. I can tell. I can see the wheels turning in your head where you're like, how can I be goofy? I love kids. I have 17 nieces and nephews, and they're all awesome. I came from a big family, and but my niece, she was 6 years old. You can read, right? Yeah? So my niece Olivia, she was 6, and she's the smartest kid I've ever met. Like, you ever meet a kid that's so smart, adults? You ever meet a kid that's so smart they're like intimidating? You're like, oh, get away from me, Satan. I was talking to my niece Olivia, she's 6 years old, she was reading this big old book and like comprehending it. And I said, what are you reading? She goes, it's a biography about George Washington Carver. I was like, who? You mean George Washington? She's like, no, George Washington Carver. She starts to tell me everything about him. The dude was a badass. He was like a botanist. He like invented the peanut or something. I don't know. But she starts telling me all this stuff about him, and I'm like getting defensive. She's like, Uncle Josh, do you know this about George Washington Carver? I'm like, no. Do you know I can drive? I can't wait to get my license back. Got suspended. She's like, Uncle Josh, do you know this? I'm like, no. Do you know I can vote? Like, do you know you weren't even playing? What? Say what? Yeah, we know how old she is. We know she's 55. Why I'm pointing that out? It's like, you guys didn't hear any of that, but I have the microphone, so I'm like, we know she's 108. You remember when you were like their age and someone was like 40? How old that was? I'm 40 years old! Now I'm almost 40, I'm scared. Let's tell some stories. Quinn, why don't you come back out here? Oh, look at this. I forgot about this.
Hello.
I'm not going to put her through that anymore. Poor girl.
I feel like it should be just a running bit that every time we stand behind it, it just started back up.
We just walked off stage right now and that was the show. We didn't even say goodbye.
You know, your name's Heidi, right?
Did you just break like a cardinal rule by speaking?
Yeah, she just lost her union card.
You guys are like, what are they doing? I'm bringing out chairs. I don't even know. I'm going to tell some stories. I know.
Pushing 40.
What'd you say? We're going to do some skits? This church?
This one's called Betray the Temptress.
So the thing was, like, we were asked to come and they said,
We messed up all my cards.
sorry about it. They said, we want you to do like a Q&A. And I'm like, I want to do stand-up. And so we're just kind of mixing the two. You know what I mean? And I know, I think they kind of called this, and I don't know if y'all know this, but like life lessons from the zombie apocalypse. We just talked about a couple things about The Walking Dead. I don't know if you've ever heard of that show or anything like that. But yeah. What's that?
No one in here saw Retired at 35.
Oh yeah, that was the first series I was on. And it doesn't surprise me that no one saw it because it got canceled because no one saw it. You almost watched it?
You almost watched it. That's why he lost a job.
I could have still had a job!
On a terrible show instead of on a great show.
Yeah, it's your fault. I have a great job now.
Oh. We don't believe you went to Harvard.
Your mom went to Harvard? And you stole the shirt? She gave it to you?
That sounds like a thing we would say to each other as an insult. Like, your mom went to Harvard.
I bet you that's something that Ivy League students say to each other.
Oh yeah, your mom went
Like,
to
Yale. Yeah. Your mom went to Princeton.
Your 401k is not large.
Like people like us were like, yeah, well, your mom went to the University of Phoenix. Oh! Okay, I don't know why back on the University of Phoenix.
Seriously, Phoenix Rising.
I went to Grand Canyon University. That was not at the bottom of the Grand Canyon like everybody thinks.
Did you have to take a burro to get to class?
Yeah, I strap my books to a donkey and get down to the bottom. No, I actually didn't want to go to college. I thought I had kind of figured out my career, like what I wanted to do. And when I was 14 years old, I started crank calling this radio station.
Oh yeah.
Back when, you remember that song, Achy Breaky Heart? By Billy Ray Cyrus. This is like early 90s, right? And so I'm in high school, I'm 14 years old, I'm waiting for the school bus, I'm bored out of my mind. And I start calling this radio show. and doing a stupid voice, and I would request Achy Breaky Heart. It was at the point where everyone like loved that song, and then they started to go like, I hate that song. Like it just got played too much, right? So I would call up and I'd go, yes, hello. Could you play Achy Breaky Heart for me? It's my favorite song in the world. And they're like, yeah, who's this? And I go, my name is Kako. Kako? So you're not just doing a stupid voice, are you? I'm like, no, I just want you to play Achy Breaky Heart. It's my favorite song in the world. I'm like, all right, man. I'm like, well, what are you doing today? I'm like, and keep in mind, I'm 14. And we didn't have like internet, we didn't know anything. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to the mall and look for chicks. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, Kako. They're like, where are you from? And I go, I was born in England.
Wheels turning.
I was born in England, but my father was in the Royal Air Force, so we moved to the Philippines when I was 2. And they bought it! And I'm like, yes! And they're like, Kako, call us any day you want. So I called every day. Yes, hello, can you play Achy Breaky Heart for me? I'm like, yeah, what are you doing today, Kako? I don't know, I'm gonna look for a job. I'm like, alright, so we would do this bit every day, and they had no idea I was a kid. They thought I was like 26. And that's what I said. I just, I'm really good at like just committing to a character and not letting go. So I said,
As evidenced by your hair.
your mom went to Harvard. That was a good burn, man. So I said to, so the radio show they would play a phone call from Kako every day. Like I would call, and then they would play it like sometimes twice a day, like at different points in the show, so more people could listen. So then I just started calling up as Josh, and using my own voice. I'm like, hey, could you play the phone call from Kako from yesterday? I love that guy. So like I'm marketing myself. I'm 14. I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, you like Kako, right? I'm like, he's awesome, man. So they're like, oh, we got him on the phone right now. And like, there was a moment where I'm like, how? Like, is there someone else doing the voice now? Like, I don't know. And they started playing an old phone call and making it seem like they were on the phone with him at that moment. So I'm like trying to interject because I know what the phone call is. I know where it's going, and I'm trying to say stuff. And it just like blended perfectly. And I was just like, holy crap, this is amazing.
So that's how you got your first job, right?
That's how I got my first job. They started inviting Kako down to the radio station. And they would, now look, they think I'm Filipino. Okay? So I walk in there, and then I'm 26. So I walk in, this 14-year-old white kid, and I walk in, and they're like, whoa, what's going on, man? And I didn't break character. Like, what are you talking about? And they're like, well, I thought you were Filipino. And I reminded them, I go, no, I was born in England. My father was in the Royal Air Force, and he went to the Philippines when I was 2. And they're like, all right. I couldn't believe it. So I would hang out at the radio station every day. And I played saxophone, so I'd bring my saxophone. I thought it was horrible, but I would like play over the music, like Garth Brooks or something, and like ruin the river. And
Impossible.
It
drinks like a river.
So I'm hanging out down there every day. I had 10 different characters going on the show at one time, and they had no idea it was all one dude. So one day, I'm sitting down there, and they taught Kako a bunch of stuff, like how to work at the station. And I'm like 15 at this point. And things to do, how to make a commercial, how to edit things, and like the whole time I never broke the character. And then the whole bit was they were trying to find Kako a job. They're like, Kako, so people call up and they're like, yeah, well, Kako can come work for my landscaping company, but like I was a kid, I had to go to high school. So I wouldn't show up to this guy's lawn mowing business. And
Classic Kako.
Yeah. and they call him, and like, Kako's a lazy bastard, man, he never showed up to work. And then they call me, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I was making out with a girl. So anyway, I'm hanging out at the radio station so much, they're like, Kako, you should just work down here. Like, we can't find you a job, just work here. And we're off the air at this point, and I got scared because I thought, okay, they're gonna have to check my ID, and I'm gonna have to fill out paperwork. And I said, this is my real voice. And their jaws dropped, and they're like, holy crap. I go, by the way, I'm also this guy, that guy. I named every character I ever called in as, and they're like, dude, you're half the people that ever called this show. You need to work here.
Turns out they have a listening audience of 10 people.
So that's all I would do, is I would just hang out at the radio station and work for them and then go to class, and I was doing that as a child. And I did that up until I was like 30 years old. Which was great. I became an executive producer of the show. We were syndicated for a while. I don't think we were on here in San Antonio, so
You guys were like one of the largest country music morning shows in the country, right?
Yeah, and it was fun. It was it's where I kind of cut my teeth as a comedian. Like, I talked about my grandfather and my mom. She's a big influence on my comedy and things like that. But like, what I would do is just mess around at the radio station and get paid for it. And I realized this is what I want to do, because I thought I wanted to be a cop. I thought I wanted to like be a police detective. I like puzzles. I like support the law enforcement and things like that. And I was like, I'm gonna be a cop. And then there was a day where there was like 2 cops that got shot the same day in Phoenix, and I had to do the news. I was doing the news and reporting on that on the radio show, and I couldn't get through it. I was like tearing up, and I just thought, I can't be a cop. I just can't do it. So the people that do it are amazing, and their families make the sacrifices, they make the sacrifices, and I fully support it. I just know, for me, I like to screw around too much. And I would probably tase someone by accident or and get in trouble. Just like things like that. So I just couldn't do that.
No one respects like, you're under arrest.
You're under arrest. Yeah. Officer Kako. Yeah. So yeah, that was out of Phoenix, Arizona. That's where I grew up.
You grew up in Phoenix, and you lived in Salt Lake City for just a little bit?
North of Salt Lake, in Ogden, with the Mormons. Any Mormons here?
Mormons?
Yeah, right on.
1,
Sorry.
2.
Sorry, I meant LSD. No, yes. Oh, boy. Yeah, I lived in the motherland. Utah.
So, but that was just for a little bit, and then you spent the rest of the time in Arizona.
The rest of the time in Arizona. It's hot there, man.
Right. Because, because I met you in Los Angeles. You had just moved up from Arizona.
Yeah.
All right. So please tell them. We did a while back. We did like a podcast, and you have friends that you know for a long, long time. I know Josh. I know his wife, and I've met the families, and like I love this guy. We've been friends forever. We're talking to this other comedian, and Josh just starts this story, and I was just like, what? Because he's a big dude, right? He's a big. You know about the
It's okay. You're not fat.
Tell me the heat.
Heat.
The heat stroke. Or whatever.
I have a tendency to get heat stroke. That's a problem. It's something I do. It's very hard to work on The Walking Dead and not pass out all the time, and I do it all the time. But it's just something I do. So there's this mountain in Phoenix called Camelback Mountain. It looks like this big mountain. It's intense, and it's kind of the place to hike. Like, there's a bunch of trails, a bunch of mountains you can hike, but Camelback, that's the big one. And I told you earlier I was like 300 pounds, but I wanted to hike it. It just looks cool, and I kind of, I wanted to be a part of this club. As a native of the Valley of the Sun, I wanted to say I could hike this mountain. And I imagine there's like a club that meets or something, like a secret society where they like carb load the night before. I'm like, I get carb load.
Keep eating pasta. Tomorrow I'll eat Camelback.
I'll eat so much pasta, I don't care. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hike this, but before I do that, I'm gonna hike some of these other mountains and like build up my stamina, warm it up a bit. And so I wrote out this little training regimen that I was gonna do, and I started hiking around. So I tell my friend Brandon, who's really buff and like really in shape, he hikes Camelback all the time. I tell him about my training regimen. He goes, dude, you don't need to do that. Just come hike Camelback with me. It's not that scary. He's like, you're treating this like it's more than it is, like it's K2 or Mount McKinley or something. Like, it got to the point where he was making fun of me so much, he was like sending me emails with like self-made coupons for discounts on Sherpas, and like, you know, what to do in case you get caught in an avalanche, you know, in Phoenix. So I'm like, okay, I'll do this. So he comes over to pick me up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday, and I'm like, yeah, no, this isn't gonna work, you know? Because, look, I want to be a part of this. I want to feel included with all these people who liked it. But 7 a.m. can go F itself. So I said, I'm like, okay. I dragged myself off of my futon because that's where 28-year-olds who live with their dads sleep. And I'm like, okay, I'll go up there with Brandon, Buff Brandon. And we go up there, and, you know, I've been drinking the night before. In fact, I think any story I tell, there's a good chance I was drinking the night before. And we get up there and we start hiking, and I'm going at his pace, and I realize like I have nothing to worry about. Like my lungs feel all right, my legs are good, my calves kind of hurt a little bit because I'm going at Buff Brandon's pace. But I can do this, right? And we're cruising up, and we get about 3/4 of the way up. Or actually, right when we start, we see these firefighters coming down. And they have like, you know, they're all decked out in their hiking gear, and one of them's shirtless, and I'm like, I don't know what they're doing up there. Like, maybe they're doing like a charity calendar shoot. Or rescuing someone, I don't know, because that's what happens. People have to get rescued off of Camelback Mountain. Like, tourists go up there, and they're wearing their Wisconsin Badgers sweatshirt, and they're up there like, oh, this is great, and they're like, honey, take a picture of me and go Badgers, and they're like, oof, I'm hot, and they fall over the side and break their ankle. So then the firefighters have to rescue them. So we see a bunch of firefighters coming down. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So we get 3/4 of the way up, and Buff Brandon's like, hey man, you're kind of going slow, so I'm just gonna like bolt up to the top. I'll just meet you up there. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to hold you back. I know you probably got like a photo shoot to do up there or whatever it is that people with pec muscles do. I don't know. I wouldn't know. So go ahead. So he heads up, and about a few steps later, I see this old guy just like sitting under a tree. He looks like he's about to die. It's the only tree up there, and he's like on death's door. And I looked at him, and I was like, loser. And I turned the corner, and that's when I blacked out. I passed out so hard. I fell so hard. And I come to, and he's standing over me. And he's like, hey, you all right? You want me to call 911? And I'm like, no, you don't need to call 911. Like, I should have seen it coming because it was a warm day. It's like mid-April. It's already hot in Phoenix. And I'm not sweating. And I sweat all the time. And all of a sudden, I'm not sweating. Like, I could be eating ice cream sitting in a booth. I'm like, this is amazing. And then slide off the booth from all the sweat. So he's standing over me, and he's like, do you want some water? And he like takes off this ice chest backpack, and he hands me this freezing cold bottle of water, which could have had like icicles hanging on it. In fact, the inside was like a solid block of ice. And I said, I'm like, get away from me, Satan, I don't want that. I refused it because I had had heat exhaustion before, the month prior. So during spring training, I decided I was going to ride one of those pedal cabs. You know, the bicycles, and you carry the people in the back. And I was doing it in Scottsdale, and if you don't know anything about Scottsdale, it's where there's a lot of plastic boobs and a lot of plastic faces. And, some of these girls can't be expected to walk 3 blocks to the baseball game in high heels. So that's where I come in, right? I'm like, okay, I'll make some extra cash. And so it's a warm day, and I've been drinking the night before. and I'm pedaling around, and I just didn't like how I felt and what was going on and everything around me, and especially what was going on back there. There was a conversation that I didn't want to hear. Apparently, like, she gave him an STD or something. But there was like confusion because like we think he had one before, and it was. You ever just say a prayer for someone? That's what I did. It was really sad because then later, I remember reading later that the team that they went to see had lost that day, and I was like, oh man, rock bottom. So I'm like, I'm not feeling good all around here. I'm just gonna like pedal over to Walmart and then just like go in and get some water. So I go in and I grab a water out of the cooler case and I'm waiting to pay for it, and I just chug it. And I threw up all over the cashier's register and the conveyor belt, which you can't clean that up. I mean, we've seen those conveyor belts, right? They're disgusting.
This one's ruined.
Yeah, that's what keep using it. So I throw up all over there, and then I'm like, I quickly pay for it. I'm embarrassed, and I try and make my way back outside, and I can't. I just lay down on this bench that's inside the Walmart, just inside the entrance, and I lay down, I throw up again, and then I passed out. And then I came to, and there's firefighters standing over me, and they're like, "Did you just drink freezing cold water?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Well, you're not supposed to do that, so don't do that." I'm like, "Okay." And they go, "Is that your pedal cab out front?" I go, "Yeah." And they go, "Okay, well, the cops just busted someone who tried to steal it." Like, some
You guys walk in the parking lot like, free pedal cab.
jackpot.
My date just got better.
So they're like, don't drink cold water when you have heat exhaustion. I'm like, good to know. So back up on Camelback Mountain, this old guy is giving me cold water, and I want to punch him. I'm like, no! He doesn't know why, so he's calling 911. He's refusing water. He hands me the phone, and I start talking to the dispatcher who puts me through to the firefighter, and the firefighter says, "How far up are you?" It's about a 2-mile trail up. And I go, "I'm like 3/4 of the way up." And the firefighter, this was his response, he goes, "Ugh." I kind of found it to be hilarious. Like, that's definitely the response I want out of a firefighter. It needs to be right on the same level as like a 15-year-old girl working at Foot Locker. Where I'm like, "Hey, can you have this in a 12?" And she's like, "Ugh." Another episode of Scandal to watch. So the firefighter did it. I tell him, I'm like, "Look, dude, I'm okay. I'm okay to get down. Let's come down on my own." He's like, "All right." So we hang out with him, and then all of a sudden we start seeing a helicopter circling. I'm like, "Oh shit, that's me." But Brandon comes running back down. He's like, "Dude, there's a chopper. Someone's getting rescued." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's me." Whoa! They built a helipad on the mountain. That's how crazy this is. So they land on the mountain. We're running down, trying to get away from them. The firefighters jump out. They're like, "Hey!" Which kind of made me laugh. Like, what do you say as a firefighter? Like, it made it seem like, I don't know what they should say. It's not like, "Hey, police!" Like, that makes sense. But they're like, "Hey, firefighters!" Like, that doesn't... I kind of feel like with the police, like, the police are always saying, like, "Hey, police, stop, freeze."
Like the voice commands so much respect.
Yeah.
With firefighters, it's like, "Hey, run, go! What are you doing here? Get out!"
So the firefighters are like, "Hey," and I'm like, "I know, I'm going." You know, they're like, "Get back here." More firefighters have hiked up, and they're like, "Are you the fat ass that passed out?" Which isn't what they said, but that's all I heard.
Lady man. He did lady man.
And I was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Okay, well, do you want to ride in the chopper?" And I'm like, "That's the dumbest question I've ever heard." Yeah. Like, who's going to turn down a free ride in the chopper?
I would not turn
That's
down.
literally top 3 dumbest questions I've ever heard. Yes. And the firefighter, what were the other questions? How about now? Think about that one on your own.
Yeah. Explicit.
And the other dumb question was, "Do you want something to eat?" Pretty dumb question. Of course.
Don't ask, just shove it in there.
Bring it! So one of the firefighters who's hiked up, he looks like Matthew McConaughey. Like pre-Dallas Fires Club. Yeah, right? And he goes, Matthew McConaughey's like, he's like, "Well, listen, this isn't like a free ride down the parking lot." And I'm like, "Well, don't phrase the question. Do you want to get in a chopper?" Like, "Of course I do." Like, you make it seem like we're going to swing by Chipotle and I'm buying. And he's like, "All right." So they start taking me down.
He said, "All right, just once."
Yeah.
All right. Matthew McConaughey just got an applause for it.
Yeah. So we're going down, and like, you know, these firefighters, they got like gear on. They got lots of carabiners and like helmets and everything. And the gravel's not loose, but they're slipping and sliding. Like, they cannot stay on their feet. And they're afraid that I'm going to fall and get hurt. So one of them hands me their helmet, which is like a medium, and I have like a giant head. So it's like resting on top of my head. So now I'm exhausted and I look awesome. And I'm just like, you know, going down the mountain. And like, there's people coming up the mountain, they're like clapping. And I'm like offended. And I'm like, are you clapping for me? Like, yeah, you tried. Are you clapping for the firefighters? Like, I don't know what's going on. We get down to the bottom, and Matthew McConaughey lights up a cigarette. Just starts smoking a cigarette. And the rest of them are like running tests on me and everything. And Matthew McConaughey's like, aren't you the guy that we saved at Walmart? Yes. I go, how many times do you do this in a day? He's like, it's my fourth time today. I'm like, well, you just J.K. living, man. But yeah, it was. I've had heat exhaustion since. Old habits die hard. You know what I mean?
If every time you wake up from heat exhaustion, you eat Matthew McConaughey.
I would love that.
Well, listen, that's like, I'm a very straight man, but if Matthew McConaughey was like, come get this chopper with me.
So I was working at the radio station and I wanted to do stand-up. I wasn't feeling fulfilled in my life, in my creative life, and so I started doing stand-up. And I quickly realized, like, oh, I'd rather act. Like, I love stand-up, but like, ultimately, this thing inside of me that I gotta do isn't necessarily stand-up, it's acting. So I was like, I'm turning my sights to LA, and I toured a bunch with a guy named Joe Rogan, and I used to open for David Tell. I don't know if you know Louis C.K. before he was like...
All terrible comedians. Just awful comedians.
And I was like excited, like I was able to make a living as a comedian while I got to pursue acting, and I was living in LA, and it was great. And I got married, and my wife is awesome. And Clinton knows my wife. I met Clinton in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're not my wife. Good relationship.
I got a signal that maybe they want us to do some questions.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna try and wrap that up, but yeah, let's do some questions.
So here, I'll kind of moderate. I'll call out to whoever, and I think we have some folks with mics in the audience, and they will maybe pass it down. Some good question asking etiquette in this situation is once you get the mics in your hand, don't talk for 30 minutes.
Like I have.
Like Josh just did. Boring. All right. So we will. We've heard a lot from you already, so we're gonna go this one over here first.
Yes, sir.
But first of all, I should just say his mom just went, no. Elliot, what are you gonna say? This was not pre-screened by mom. Elliot, go.
How many times have you passed out?
How many times have I passed down? Less than 20.
All right, we're gonna go to a question. We'll do a question over here on the far side now.
17.
We got one right here.
I was kind of curious. I like both areas comedy, and you mentioned that you did a podcast earlier. I'm a fan of podcasts. What podcasts did you guys do?
That was Matt Knutson's podcast.
It's called Grabbing Lunch. You can find it on SoundCloud.com. I think GrabbingLunch.com.
Grabbing Lunch with Matt Knutson. If you Google that, but Knutson's hard to spell.
KU. Just Grabbing Lunch podcast.
Grabbing Lunch
You'll be able to find it. Yeah. It's great because he interviews a lot of comedians over lunch.
Oh, he has a ton of followers. Like, it's an insane podcast.
Yeah.
We have one down here too. Let's ask this. Just bring you a mic.
Okay. How did you get your first opportunity from comedian to an actor?
So I'm living in LA, and I moved out there because I did Last Comic Standing, and from that I got an agent and a manager. And those things are very hard to get in LA, but I kind of had one before I moved to LA, so that I got to skip the line in a sense, which I was very fortunate for that, right? I mean, the thing that you got to remember with anything I've ever done, I've just been lucky. Like, I think you got to work your butt off, and then there's a little bit of luck involved, but just when an opportunity presents itself, you got to be ready. I mean, Eminem was right. When he rapped about that in that song, he was like, you just have to be ready to go. So the first thing, right? I'm a white guy. I don't know.
No, you're totally gonna lose yourself in the moment.
Yeah, get the spaghetti on your shirt or something. So the first thing I did was a commercial for visitlasvegas.com. I don't know if you remember those commercials. They were like, hey, but like a guy walks in the office like, hey boss, I got this like, I got like my back's thrown out. I gotta go see this chiropractor. He's in Vegas, so I'm gonna have to cut out for the weekend. And they're like, yeah, go, please go. It's like one of those things. Like people are finding reasons to get to Las Vegas. So I did one of those commercials, and I was like sitting in a break room. I was like a cop. I'm sitting in a break room, and I was like hurting. I'm like, oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, I don't know what to do. And then my coworker comes in. He's like, you don't look good, Bob. And I'm like, I don't feel good, man. I think I got like a growth or something. I gotta get to Vegas, and you know that's where the doctor is. And he's like, oh, okay. And then we had a little person stuffed in my shirt, and this person like popped out of my shirt, like it was supposed to be out of my chest. And he's like, ah, and the guy's like, you gotta get to Vegas now and get that looked at. I don't think it ever aired.
Because it's wildly offensive.
It was very offensive. And this guy, this was so disgusting. This little person that I don't think he'd showered in maybe ever. And I was wearing a white t-shirt underneath, and it was like black by the end of it. Like, that's how much filthy I on this gross. But anyway, but that thing gave me the confidence, right? To then go, like the next week I booked a Budweiser commercial where, you know, I was just a guy in a Budweiser commercial, like kind of in like one little clip. And then that gave me the confidence, and then I went and booked that show that we were talking about that nobody watched, or that you almost watched, Retired at 35.
So you started rooting for your mom's closet for shirts.
But the thing is, like, when you're auditioning for something, you're just constantly looking for validation or looking for a little bit of confidence and something to know that you're on the right track. And so once I got that, I was able to like settle in and then go forward and get the next thing. So